So good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again from a freezing cold, soggy, windy, rain-sodden Spain. And hopefully the lads turn up tomorrow, because on Saturday they couldn't play in the rain. And we're now playing against a team who've got a draw at home against Real Madrid at the weekend in the new manager's first game as manager. So new manager bounce started straight away for Sevilla, but we're going to dissect that game. We're going to dissect the Chelsea game. We're going to talk about Ode and the Raya issue that I don't know what's going on there, if I'm being honest, with our fan base. But we'll get to all of that. Smash the like button. Sub to JEZ'S, Arsenal history and more. Link in description. Same with Kenny Ken 1972 Insta. How are you, JEZ'S?
I'm all good, man. All good. I've got to say this. This is funny. Unfortunately, mate, we've had a lovely hot day today here in England. So I'm sorry it's cold in Spain after your months and months of 30+ degrees. But it's really nice. The eyes out like this, no coat, nothing, beautiful. Yeah, it's been a good day, man. Good day. I've been doing a bit of research today for my book, so that's all cool, and it's coming along quite nicely. Still trying to think of the right title for it, but there you go.
Just call it the Top Gooner.
Oh God, please, never.
I'd the toppest of Top Gooners.
Mate, I'd be strung up for saying that. Seriously, I know too many people wouldn't be happy with that. But yes, it's going okay, man. And as you just said, I'm still angry, Kenny, about Saturday, and I've got concerns for tomorrow night, because I still think Arteta will go with a stupid lineup and it will cost us. But who knows? We
shall see. Kenny, how are you, mate? How's your Monday?
I'm still angry about the game. You know, I was at the match. A lot of people said, why put yourself through that? Everything's made me angry. The only thing I'm not angry about is actually the meeting people afterwards, watching the game with some good people that I love a lot. And, even beforehand, the anticipation. But the game made me angry. And fans' reactions made me angry as well. I call that result a myth, because that's what it was, a myth. I mean, the player ratings, a myth. Declan Rice's performance, a myth. Odegaard's performance, a myth. The way they're talking about our bounce back ability, myth. And don't get started on some of and then our fans claiming that they were singing Aaron Ramsdale song because his wife just gave birth. And congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Ramsdale on the birth of their first child, especially after difficulty they've gone through. Congratulations on behalf of me and my family. Congratulations. But one thing, the reason why they sang that song had nothing to do with that. I just lost my rag with a lot of Arsenal fans who are just hypocrites. They're desperate for Raya to fail. Desperate. That supersedes their love of our great club. They do not want that guy to do well. The lies they came out with. I've got evidence that they're talking a pile of rubbish. I've got evidence about the truth about Aaron Ramsdale. It's about time some Arsenal fans stop likening him to Yev Lashin and Gordon Banks, because he's neither. Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it. It's getting me angry now.
Well, we're getting to that. We'll let you calm down first, Kenny. Well, actually, we say calm down. It's not going to be a very calm stream, I don't think. Before we go any further, just to let you know, this will redirect you at the end of it to Johnny Minerals' channel. We're going to be landing the minerals on that channel later, and then after that, I will be doing a Spurs versus Fulham watch-along on Lee React. So
I'm on Fulham.
Yeah, come on. I've got a bet with Henry Wright. Yeah, that they're going to lose a home game before Arsenal do. Yeah, and if they lose a home game before us, he has to eat the hottest chip in the world, hottest crisp in the world. Yeah, and he don't like spice. If Arsenal lose a home game first, I have to eat one of the hottest chili peppers in the world. So he's kind of teed himself up for that, because they got more home games than us between now and New Year's Eve. So come on, Fulham, and they're useless at home, but they're not too bad away, Fulham. So we shall see. We shall see. But big up to everyone inside. Nearly 300 in there. Make sure you're hitting the likes up. We're 74 at the minute. And make sure you follow the guys' channel and Instagram as well. Link in description. But Jez, let's start with you. We see the lineup, and I think probably the only change we would have made was probably Jorginho out and Partey in. Although we're not Zinchenko's biggest fan, and having seen him getting hooked again for being an absolute liability, getting a booking on the right wing of all positions. I think Jorginho was probably the only one we raised an eyebrow at and thought, why is he playing? And that was pretty much our best starting 11. And the performance level we put in, it was like we were in phase 1 with a manager that's been there 3 months, and they were in phase 4 with a manager that's coming up to 4 calendar years. It was embarrassing. People were telling me, I've seen all over socials, that they were lucky with the penalty, they were lucky with the goal, they didn't really have a lot of chances. The field tilt, whatever that is, was in Arsenal's favour, but they could have been 2 or 3-0 up in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, not only that, I think it was a penalty. We're going to come to the goalkeeper in a minute, but they also had the chance with Jackson. Yeah, and on the balance of chances, I think that, well, we had 3 shots at goal or on target or whatever, and 2 of them resulted in a goal. We were poor, weren't we?
Well, yeah, my starting lineup certainly didn't include Jorginho. I wanted Partey. And be quite simple and honest with you, I was quite surprised that Saka started. He's clearly not match fit, or something's not right there, because most of the time of that game he was jogging. He certainly isn't the player that he was a while back. I'd have actually preferred, to be fair to you, I'd have preferred Trossard starting over Martinelli. I know Martinelli had a good game, but one of our most technical players is Trossard. And away at the bridge, we need that sort of ability. And this is my concern. I'm sorry, Lee, Kenny, but this is my concern with this manager. He tinkers all the time. Just put your best 11 out. I don't think this guy still really understands what his best 11 is. And yeah, I mean, it was a bloody awful performance in that first half. It was shocking. And you're right, they could have been 3-4-0 up easily. And if we're going to actually take this Premier League seriously, and I hear these 03-04, 23-24 invincibles, yeah, bullshit. Forget all that idea, right? You play like that, you ain't winning nothing, because we've got a lot of tough games going to be coming up before Christmas. And that's not just in Premier League, Champions League. And I just want to also say that I think was an absolute bloody disgrace. Bullshit comment about, the fans were singing for Ramsdale's wife dropping a baby. Fair play, good luck. And I'm glad they have, because I know they had a miscarriage before that. And I'm very happy for them. But keep it out of football, people. You know, that was a bullshit statement, bullshit song. And Kenny, I just want to say, how many of those Arsenal fans that were there would know who Yaslavin was?
Exactly. Yeah, but exactly. I'm surprised some of them know who Gordon Banks is.
It's a name that you can pick out.
The way they were going on, like Jez, in that ground, I'm surprised any of them knew anything about football. Seriously, the garbage that came out of their mouths, the bullshit that that was coming out of their mouths, the way they would. Thankfully, 90% of the fans were livid from start to finish. Yeah, we cheered the goals because we're Arsenal fans, but there was nothing to please me at all. That performance is a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. Chelsea murdered us in midfield. Fernandes and Casado, he might as well lit up a cigar. I don't think Casado needed a shower. Fernandes ruined them. Conor Gallagher, the guy I'm taking the mickey out of, run the show. Sterling was ruining Zinchenko, ruining him. He murdered him. Trust me, it was one of those things where you're not allowed to use these expressions now, but you know what they say, where an attack has someone on toast. They use a word which we can't use no more because we can't even use the word mains game. But you know that you get my drift.
No, I know.
Declan Rice, what a myth! Declan Rice, Arsenal captain, mate. He got battered and ruined by Gallagher and Casado and Fernandes. Don't believe that nonsense. Yeah, he scored a great goal, a gift from heaven, but don't buy into that performance. Jorginho is rubbish, but Declan Rice was just as bad, if not worse. And don't get me started on Odegaard. What an embarrassing performance. He, once again, he always proves us right. Just when we get behind him, he always reminds us of why we're suspicious of him and why we always think deep down he's a flat track bully. Because Saturday was an embarrassment. And don't get me started on, our defenders. Benjamin White was just running around like he was. It was like he was in the 400 meters, but he was running around on a lane on the ninth lane that doesn't exist. And don't get me started, Zinchenko, an absolute disgrace. And don't even get me started on our defenders. Absolute disgrace. Saliba must be reading the press cuttings of him playing well, because he was useless, a waste of time. And Gabriel went back to the bozo gene. And don't even get me started on our front three. Martinelli got pocketed by a 39-year-old. Fact, I was there. I saw it. I saw the evidence. And don't get me, Stacker might as well have been on a push bike, let alone a motorbike. And just Gabriel Jesus, he couldn't hit a barn door for 5 yards. He was a disgrace. He was embarrassing. He actually, in fact, Trossard did more in these 20 minutes than Jesus did in the time he's been there. It's about time he's been called out, Jesus. Yeah, you work hard. Yeah, you run those channels, but you're here to score goals. You haven't been impressive. I'm not buying into this rubbish that we've got an upgrade. An upgrade is when a striker scores 25 or 30 goals a season. So don't get me started on that. I was there. So I don't want to hear this bullshit from people who start talking about bounce back ability and we can go for a long time. There's no positives out of that game. No positives. Please stop it. And as for you fans singing for Aaron Ramsdale because you want Raya out of goal, yeah. Let's get some facts out there. Let's get back to the reason why Aaron Ramsdale's a goal, because I'm bored of going on with this. But I'm gonna, because I have to. Last season, the player with the most errors leading to shot and goals is Aaron Ramsdale. And that's why he's out of the goal. When he got lobbed for 40 yards against Sporting Lisbon, you sang his name. When he got lobbed against Man City, which cost us a title at home, you sang his name. Against Southampton, when he got robbed by one of their players, when we were free and we nearly went free, we went 3-1 down and salvaged a draw. They sang his name. Fulham sang his name. Yet this guy who's kept more clean sheets in his first few games than Ramsdale ever did when he was in goal. Get back in goal. One mistake. Mark Bosnich, a failure at Man United, has got the audacity to start talking about, taking aggressive positions and blaming him. Gary Neville, who you hate, all of a sudden he's right now because he's backing you over Ramsdale. Don't rewrite history. There's a reason why Ramsdale's out of the goal. All right? Aaron Ramsdale is not good enough to be Arsenal goalkeeper. This guy may not be good enough, but hang on here. Arteta gave Aaron Ramsdale at least 2 years. 2 years. So if he's going to be the manager you think he is and to play fair, because you think it's unfair that Ramsdale was unfairly treated, please get the scales out of your eyes. Get this Royal Britannia bullshit out of your eyes. Oh, because he's English and because he's Staffordshire. So when's Staffordshire been in North London? Staffordshire is in the West Midlands, or even in some parts of Staffordshire is nearer to Lancashire. What? Because he's English. You want to rewrite history? You try to tell me that he wasn't making mistakes before. There was nothing. He didn't do anything wrong. Why was he left there? He didn't do anything wrong. Oh, I feel sorry for Nick. Oh, please. Are you Arsenal fans? Because if you're all proper Arsenal fans, you'll see the truth. Stop going on like you've got to replace Raya. Because let's not forget, if you really want me to really go into this, I'm going to say it. Aaron Ramsdale was one of the players that cost us the league.
Right.
And one of the players that cost us a European place. And I'm saying it because I can. And if you've got a problem with that, I'll see you at 3:00 in Block D, outside of Tony Owen's statue, and we can have a chat. Or you can come and see me in my seat in block 3, row 22, seat 87. We can have a chat, and I'll tell you everything, and I'll show the evidence. All right. Stop trying to stabilise the fan base, say the thing, because you can't get your own way. All right. The least of our problems is Raya. The major problem as a football club, right, is the fact that our manager refuses to play our best midfield, which should consist of Thomas Partey, Odegaard, and Rice. He's played players like Jorginho, anyone but Partey, and then he played Kai Havertz. I mean,
Eddie
come
and
on,
2 goals in 29 games.
Yeah, come on, mate. We're not as good as everyone thinks we are. All right, we've gone backwards since last season, where we took everyone by surprise and still bottom of the league. We're not as good as we think we are. And I'll tell you something, we carry on like this, we're going to get a spanking. We thought that when we lost against Lens, that was our Armageddon moment. But alas, it hasn't. We still haven't learnt nothing. We thought when we beat Man City, we won everything, including the boat race and the varsity match. But we don't learn. We're still hanging on to that Man City thing. Well, why can't we just say as it is? We don't sort our midfield out, and we do not get goals out of certain players, and certain players like that game. We're either going to get piped tomorrow. We definitely, or if it doesn't happen, we'll get piped at St James's Park Saturday week, or even West Ham before that. We need to buck our ideas up. Seriously, buck our ideas up. And in my message to all you fans, you people on Twitter, and you guys on your podcast, tell the truth. Start analysing the game fairly and accurately. Don't come out with your personal opinions and your personal bullshit because you want to appease certain fans. I mean, some fans are so thick. If someone with a big hand says that the sky is green, they'll bloody believe it and start copying them. They've got no original thought in their minds. They're thick. They're football thick. They're morons. Morons.
Mate, listen, I'd make you right on the whole goalkeeper thing, because the thing is, the goalkeeper's played how many games this Raya? Yeah, and people are trying to put that Mudryk goal down to his mistake. Yeah, well, last time I checked, yeah, he was in the right position for a cross. Yeah, for me, that ain't a goalkeeping mistake. That was Mudryk just getting lucky, and he shanked it in the top corner. Yeah, and then he's come out after the game trying to make out that the Chelsea goalkeeping coach has told him that Raya's always off his line and do it. Yeah, I don't believe that for 1 minute. If you go back and look at the footage of Mudryk, I said it on the Watchalong. They showed how many replays of it on TV, Jez. There was loads of replays of it, wasn't it? Right? And they were like, I'm in an iron. Did he mean it? Not once did he look at goal. No. He was looking to cut it back. Right? So the amount of fans I've seen trying to make out that is a Raya mistake. I'm sorry, I don't see how that's a Raya mistake. He was literally about 4 yards off his line, 5 yards off his line, in a position for Mudryk to cross it so he could come out and claim it. Yeah. Like, how many times last season did we see Aaron Ramsdale pass the ball straight to players right in front of him? Yeah, literally getting done at his near post multiple times last season. Yeah, looking shaky as hell at times. Yeah, and for me, yeah, so far, I'll be honest, I don't really see a massive upgrade in this goalkeeper from Aaron Ramsdale. Having said that, yeah, he's just come into a team that's playing at a higher level that he was playing at in terms of higher up the league. There's pressure on. Whereas at Brentford, you stay in the league or you could finish 6th. It don't really matter. Yeah, with all due respect to Brentford fans. Yeah, they're just happy to be in the Premier League. Yeah, there's no pressure to go and win anything. Whereas at Arsenal, it's a bigger football club and there's pressure and you're getting criticised every single mistake you make. But when our manager was screaming and shouting at that goalkeeper when he was going long against Tottenham and it was coming straight back, and when he was going long against City and he's jumping up and down on the touchline screaming, don't go long, don't go long. Yeah, keep it on the ground. The goalkeeper's now thinking, well, and he's playing on edge. Yeah, and when you've got 3 players running in the box pressing you, when you're passing it round and it's a zippy pitch with the wet weather, it is going to play in your head. I can't kick this long because the manager's going to go mad. Yeah, I'm not giving him an excuse. Listen, he's a professional goalkeeper. He's getting paid a fortune to be so, right? But I don't put that mistake down to him. And since he's been here, I'd say the only real mistake that he's had that's led to a goal was the one against Tottenham, the first goal against Tottenham. Yeah, where he flapped at it. Yeah, Saka didn't do his job. Maddison squares it and Son scored. Yeah, I think it was Son that scored. I can't remember. I think the first goal was Son, wasn't it? Right on half time. Yeah. But I think that's the only real mistake he's made. Yeah, yes, he's been a bit iffy in some of his kicks. His kicks have been going straight out of play. Yeah, but let's not pretend Ramsdale weren't doing that. Let's not pretend Ramsdale was just shanking it out of play left, right, and centre when the pressure was on. Because when you're being told, play out from the back, and that's the only way we want you to play, and if you don't do it, I'm going to bark and scream at you. Yeah, straight away in your head, you'll think, right, now I'm under pressure even more than I was when I walked into the club. And not only that, let's have a look at the manager here. Yeah, the manager has made a goalkeeping issue when the goalkeeping issue wasn't really the biggest issue. The striking issue was the issue because we didn't score enough goals, hence why we didn't win the league. Right? The goalkeeper was an issue, and he was part of the reason we cocked up the league and top 4 the season before. But I don't feel like bringing Raya in, and I do think he's a better goalkeeper. He hasn't proved it yet, but I do think he is a better goalkeeper. But I don't think that was a necessarily a priority signing. Yeah, I feel like we could have gone and got a striker instead of a goalkeeper, run with this guy for 1 more year, yeah, and then go and get Raya in the summer or go and get another keeper. And now what's happened is the spotlight's on both the goalkeepers and it's now on the manager. And he's caused undue pressure on himself and the 2 goalkeepers. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, was Ramsdale bad? Yes. Is he good enough to win us a league? No. Is this goalkeeper? Well, on current form, in terms of what I've witnessed of him being here so far, he's not bad, but that ain't going to win me a league. Yeah, no. And if Arteta thinks this is the guy that's going to win him a league, well, we better fix up real quick then. Yeah, because I do think he is a better goalkeeper, but the way we're playing at the minute, he ain't showing it. Yeah, he definitely ain't showing it. Yeah, and I want to come to the captain, Jez. Yeah, I want to come to the captain because I put in the title, Ode Ghost. People are comparing this guy to Kevin De Bruyne. Combined 11s, they're trying to shoehorn him in over any single other number 10, number 8, whatever you want to call this guy. Me, I'll just call him a straight flat track bully. Yeah, he'll turn up against Sheffield United on Saturday. Yeah, he'll turn up against Wolves and Burnley. Yeah, but as soon as the chips are down, you press him, disappears. Absolutely disappears. This season, excuse me, this season he's barely created anything. And I've seen a chart that's doing the rounds of big chances created this season. We're not even in the top 10 as a team. Everton are above Man City as well, by the way. Right? But we're not in that conversation for big chances created this season. So we've got a goalkeeping issue that weren't really an issue. Yes, it was, but it weren't the biggest issue. But now it's an even bigger issue. We've got a midfield that has had one of our best midfielder, in my opinion, Thomas Partey, get injured whilst playing at right back. Right? He's then sat on the bench at the weekend, and all I keep hearing is, oh, but he weren't match fit. Well, how did he play for Ghana in midweek then? Yeah, and if he weren't ready to play after that, and maybe he got a little knock or something, why is he on the bench? Why put him on the bench if you? It makes no sense. Then you've got Declan Rice, who I thought was absolutely woeful in that game. After he scored the goal, I thought he got a lot better. Yeah, and I thought when we dropped him back into the DM position, I thought he played so much better. But let's not pretend he was great, because he weren't. Right? And then we've got Odegaard playing in there. Odegaard's excuse for having a stinker, apparently, according to the majority online, is because he had Jorginho behind him. So he can't play with Jorginho then, right? What is going on here, Jez? Because it seems like, oh, well, if Havertz is in the team, Odegaard can't play, and there's no cohesion, because they've got no cohesion between Havertz, Odegaard, and Rice is playing with 2 new players. Then when Havertz ain't in the team, it's Rice and Jorginho. It's, oh, but it's because Jorginho's in the team. The same Jorginho that can do a job, apparently, according to this fan base. Why do people make so many excuses for this guy? Yeah, this guy is not going to win this football club a league title. And when they stand down, and one more thing I want to say before I let you answer the Odegaard thing, yeah? When you have 15-minute team talk at half-time, why is this prat coming out in the second half and doing the huddle? You've just had 15 minutes in the dressing room, mate. Why don't you do the huddle in there? That is all for show. And that is this guy in a nutshell, mate. Yeah, wins a throw-in against Sporting Lisbon. Come on. Against, who was it the other week? I think it was Man City or someone. Come on. How about stop, mate? How about stop all these gimmicks? Yeah, and actually start turning up in games when it matters. Yeah, Tottenham, you did nothing. Man City, you did nothing. Chelsea, you did nothing. Yeah, I've never seen an Arsenal captain get hooked off so many times. I'll shut up and let you speak. Go on, mate.
Well, at the end of the day, mate, he's not a captain. Absolutely no captain at all. He doesn't communicate enough. He's not giving direction. He's not bullying players. And I'm sorry, if you're the captain of the team, you have to bully people. If they're not delivering, You have to tell them to their face. We've had captains in the past that have done that. People, you know, if you don't do your job, you are going to get it big time. He is not captain material. And when I mean, the fact remains, right? When Rice scored his opportunistic goal, yeah, good goal, well taken. All the opportunities scored. Straight after that, he's back in midfield, bigging the team up. Come on. Let's get back. We're back in the game. Come on, come on. That is what I expect of a captain to do. And I'm sorry, Odegaard, as you quite rightly say, goes missing all the time in the big games. He was. I'm not saying Rice was good on Saturday. He wasn't. He was poor. But then again, so is nearly every player on the bloody park for Arsenal were poor. Yeah, I mean, there were some absolute stink shows there. The question I have to ask is, Partey on the bench possibly got a niggle, then why start Saka? He was rubbish. It's my player rating for him. But Odegaard is not the levels that we need to have direction in this football team. He just doesn't have it in him. And I'm, you know, is it because he's captain his international home team? Is that maybe why? Well, that's no great CV, because they're not the greatest football team in Europe, are they?
Yeah, he doesn't do nothing unless it's against Gibraltar anyway.
Exactly. So, you know, if that's what he got the job as captain from that CV, then I'm sorry, Arteta, you should be sacked for that, because he is not the levels we need. And tomorrow night, we all know, the three of us and the chat all know, he'll be starting, right, against Sevilla. And I do not want Havertz or Jorginho starting in that game. It's going to be a tough ask. It's going to be a tough ask. We're in the big boys league now, right? As you said, Kenny and Lee, right? We got in the Champions League to attract the best. We haven't done that. We've failed. Totally agree. Very quickly before I shut up, I totally agree. We didn't need to go and get Raya. Our priority was a striker. Did we do it? No. We've been asking one now for 2.5 years. We haven't done it. And I could go on for hours about this, but I'm not going to, because, you know, we've got time. But I really, really would not like to see Odegaard start tomorrow night. I'll tell you why. Trossard. Put Trossard in there. Not saying make him captain. I'm not saying make him captain. But I think Trossard would be far better than him, because I don't think Odegaard will turn up tomorrow night.
Well, the pressure's on, Jez. Yeah, if we lose that game tomorrow,
we're shit.
And PSV lose to Lens, we'll then be sat third, 2 points behind Sevilla, and 4 up at the top.
Yeah. But you know, if we lose tomorrow, it'd be Raya's fault. It'd be Raya's fault. It's true. It would be Raya's fault. It would be Raya's fault, because Aaron Ramsdale never gets lobbed. Never gets robbed by opposing centre forwards, and he's never done anything wrong since he's been in the goal. In fact, he's been like world class. That he should be England's number one. But come back to your point about, you know, the situation at Sevilla. That is exactly where it is. We're going to have a situation. We're going to spend so much time about that ball. They're going to keep possession. People think, oh, why are you bigging up Sevilla? They're rubbish in Spain. Well, as far as I know, I've never known Sevilla to finish any higher than fourth in La Liga. Yet, when it comes to European competitions, they're world class. If it's not the Europa League, it's the Champions League, especially when they play English teams, especially where they manage to starve the teams out of possession. And when they get into the last third, they get bodies forwards, and it's like waves of bodies. And then when you don't have the ball, they'll press you, win the ball back, and keep the ball. That's going to be a hardest match of the season. It's going to be harder than Man City.
Yeah, you've said that all season. As soon as that draw came out, you've said exactly the same.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
If we all know that when the draw was done, right, then how have we got ourselves in a position where if we lose that game, we are pretty buried in that group?
Well, but the reason why is because simple reason is that we've had 2 games. Lens game again was a typical European game where you make mistakes, don't take your chances, and you get punished for them. And then what happens is that you don't have any pace to try and get the game back. All they've got to do is just defend in the halfway line, and then if they defend the halfway line, they'll just basically they won't have any problems. They'll just light a cigar, know full well that their goal can get protection, and what they do is we lose the ball, they'll go and hit us on the counter attack, but they won't do it from their own goal line. They do it in the halfway line because that's the way to defend against us. If we don't have Martinelli and Saka in that team, just play a high line against us because we're not going to hurt nobody. Simple. It's easy to play against us. The only way team's going to find it difficult is if Martinelli's on song and Saka's on song. And Martinelli was stank. He stank the place out. He was bad. Saka might as well not be there. I don't think people realise how.
I think it was Gail Davis who interviewed Arteta after the game. She was like, she rattled him, mate. Yeah, she said,
You always rattle him.
Yeah, she rattles him every time she speaks to him. Yeah, and she goes, yeah, obviously Kukurea pocketed Bukayo Saka in the game, but ultimately he got the crossing at the end. Yeah, his face, man. Yeah, the way she said Kukurea pocketed him, man. I was howling. Yeah, but she's right. Let's be real here, yeah. We have not played well all season apart from PSV and Bournemouth.
Exactly. Look at this guy here, Frank Case. Look at that's exactly the player I was talking about. How can any Arsenal player get anything more than a 3? How could Declan Rice get an 8? How is he getting an 8? How is these players getting a 7? And the geezer who gave those ratings was 3 rows in front of me at the match in the upper tier, and he's the same crap that I saw. He saw the same crap that I saw, and he's giving those ratings. What is wrong with him? He's sitting 3 rows in front of me, and he saw the same crap I did.
Yeah, the problem is though, Kenny, yeah, people will rate Bukayo Saka because he got an assist, right? And I did a watch along for the Liverpool-Everton game in the daytime, right? And all through that game, anybody who watched that, yeah, would know that I was sitting there absolutely ripping Mohamed Salah to pieces. I was going, what's he doing? Every time he gets the ball, he gives it away. Every time he gets the ball, he runs it out or misplaces the pass. Yeah, I said, but no doubt he'll get a lucky goal, and everyone, Mohamed Salah, one of the best ever Prem players. And what does he get? He scores a penalty and a tap-in. Yeah, all of a sudden, he now looks like he's had a great game. And unfortunately, mate, this social media football world, that you don't have to do anything for 90 minutes, but in the 91st minute, you get one cross into the box, results in a goal. Oh, well done. What a great performance.
The thing is,
you know the facts. You know these people. I've never met them. Seen them, never met them. Fat Lyle is never going to go against the club.
Of course, yeah.
Not now he won't. Not now he won't.
He'll put out toxic positivity to the fans that watch his crap. And most of the people that watch that crap are kids. And they will follow the narrative because they're all little sheep. They come in your chat, they come in my chat because they don't like you can't say that against them. Oh, they know what they're talking about. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
It is. But this is what they do, Jez.
They don't know Arsenal Football Club, and they don't know F all about football. Because I can sit here, right? And I'm not at the game as Kenny was, right? You've seen everything. You've seen it at 360 degrees. Yeah, that's the difference of being live in a game. I'm watching it on the TV. I can see the rubbish. I can see the dross. And I'm thinking, what am I watching here then? And I'm like, this is bullshit, man. This is absolute crap.
So somebody put in my watch along in a comment. I can't remember who it was now, so my bad. They put a donation in on that chat and that comment and said, this is exactly how Tottenham were playing under Conte in the last couple of months before they sacked him. Yeah, he was nicking results, playing rubbish, and winging it. Right? Yes, they were sat 4th, but it weren't sustainable. and they've ripped it up. Fair enough, they finished 8th. So at the time, it looked like a silly decision. Yeah, but does it look like a silly decision now to get rid of Conte? And that's a manager that I rate. Yeah, but he weren't doing what the fans or the club wanted him to do. Yeah, they want to be entertained on the pitch. And yes, you can't do that every week. Of course you can't. But when you're playing 5 at the back, like Conte was, against teams like Southampton and the Dross that got relegated, right? The fans are ultimately going to get you sacked. Yeah, this manager is doing exactly the same. He's not doing the 5 at the back thing, but he's overcomplicating it.
Hey, trust me, they're going to have, our fans are going to have him on, not for footballing reasons, because because they got rid of their favourite son, Aaron Ramsdale. They'll get him on that, and then when they get him on that, they're going to get him on a midfield, and that's the thing. At the moment, the match-going fan isn't happy with what he's seeing. He can't be happy. That's why I look at those play ratings that a certain person gave. I don't understand. I don't know what they were doing. And then when I come out the ground, I'm hearing that he says that we weren't lucky. Chelsea were lucky because they scored a lucky goal. And then we got fans now talking about we should have had a penalty. Really?
Do you think that was a penalty? Because I think I was watching Never a Foul earlier, and big up to Dan who was on there and all the other lads, Big Steve and a few others were on there, yeah. Ty and Cass and that lot, yeah. But they read out something saying that the PGMOL are going to issue an apology, yeah, because they think that should have been a penalty and it was a blatant, obvious error.
What's an apology for?
I can see why it would have been given, but at the same time, I'm not sitting there screaming and shouting for a penalty.
If any Arsenal fan with worth half a cent saw that performance, the last thing on their minds was whether it was a penalty. Yeah, you shout for everything, but come on, we would live. We thought we were going to get piped 3 or 4, and if we lost 3 or 4, no one would have complained. They would have got angry and they'd go to players, but they wouldn't have said about injustice. Arsenal fans, stop rewriting history. We got outplayed. Yes. The only reason we got back in this game is not just because Robert Sanchez decided to hand out, the golden ticket, the golden ticket and a bar of chocolate. It was because probably the Poch thought he won the game, so he started taking off cold.
Off Sterling and Mudryk, big mistake.
He took off all his pace, and then what's happening? They started playing at walking pace. He brought players who need game, what's players like Jackson needs more than 20 minutes to get into the game. Also, they brought on Ode Raya as well, who played well against us last season at the Emirates. That's a guy who needs about more than 20 minutes to get in the game. So basically, what they did, they took off their direct pace and power that were giving us a torrid time because he thought the game was won, and then we brought players in because we thought we were desperate. But when Rice scored that first goal, I thought, all right, they're probably going to go down the other end and score another couple of goals. That's how bad we were playing.
Yeah,
but
when we equalised, because they started wobbling, right, and that's why I predicted a 3-1. Right, I even said on the podcast last Monday, I said I could see a way we're doing 4-1 if we score early against them. This will melt real quick because there's no, even though they've won a couple of games, the way people were bigging up their 2 wins against Fulham, who were absolutely trash. I watched that game. And Burnley, who went 1-0 up against them, and then it was the second half where they played well. They've not had a consistent 90 minutes, Chelsea, right? But they've scored 6 of their 11 goals before that game against us in them 2 games. The way everyone was hyping them up, saying, "Oh, they might get a draw, they might get a win," I was thinking, if we score early against this lot, they are going to fold, right? And we see exactly that when Sanchez passed Rice the ball. For that last 15 minutes, they were all over the gaff. 7 minutes of stoppage time comes up. They're feigning cramp injury and rolling around.
I make you right, Lee. I make you right. But the fact is, there's no doubt in my mind that midfield, when they were on top, absolutely murdered us. And people say,
Conor Gallagher showed Martin Odegaard how to turn up in a big game.
Yeah, and so they should, because they spent about like 20 million on 2 players, Casado and Fernandes. The fact is, we are so up our arses at Arsenal that we big up our players like they're gods, and we can't smell the coffee. We say, "Oh yeah, Arsenal are back. Are you ready now to give Arteta a chance? Have you changed your mind about Arteta?" You know, look at the win against City. Look at the, you know, these gargantuan performances we've seen in the last 2 years. Myth. It's absolute myth. If we were playing like we did last season, we'll be 10 points ahead of everyone. That's how well we play. This season, we're only in it because Man City dropped a couple of defeats, one to us and one against Wolves. And somehow Spurs are up on top, and they're not exactly playing well either. But I think I don't know who's the biggest myth, us or them. Yeah, they got their a guy who they can call a piper in you know, the post, because I can't pronounce his name properly, so I call him the Post or Aussie Post. Yeah, or Ange the Aussie. All of a sudden, he's getting a few results. They're nicking a few wins in the last few minutes. They're saying it's Ange Ball, but Ange Ball is nothing like that. They haven't played well, except for really the 60% of the game against us and probably the second half against Man United. Apart from that, they've been nicking results. But back to Arsenal, we've been winging it. The Nottingham Forest, we were average, but we still won it. Crystal Palace was basically a decathlon, basically an arm wrestle, and we just happened to be the ones with the bigger shoulders. Fulham was a mess. Man United was a mess, but we somehow we just had the energy to win it in the last last minutes of injury time. Then we had PSV, great performance, and then Bournemouth. But when we looked
before that Chelsea game at the weekend, we had scored 16 goals. We're now on 18, right? 9 of them 16 goals were deflections or penalties.
Yeah.
It's not like we're carving teams wide open.
Out of those 16 goals, how many goals has JEZ'S scored? How many has he scored?
4, I think. Has he scored 4? No, he ain't scored 4. Saka scored 4. Saka's our top scorer on 4 goals.
Okay. Right, you know what I mean? So you know that he's probably going to get another 8, and that'd be his lot for the season. 11 goals, or maybe 11, maybe if we're lucky, 14.
Yeah. And if you look at the fella up at Man City, he's on 9 goals this season. He went 3 in the league without a goal. Yeah, and that is who we're trying to chase. And let's be real here, right? We beat Man City and everyone thought we won the league. Oh, that's it. We've done it. We've beaten them. They've lost 2 games. We're unbeaten and they're still above us. Oh, but we're joint top. There's no such thing as joint top. There is no such thing as joint top. If the league ends right now, today, at this exact moment, yeah, Man City are champions. Yeah, none of this joint top malarkey. Yeah, if the league ends now, Man City win the league. And they have lost twice this season. Twice. Yeah, we've not lost a game. But because we beat them, and I said this on a podcast a few weeks ago with you lot, right? That it will be so Arsenal to go and do the double over City this season and still not win the league.
Yeah.
We could go unbeaten all season and get relegated. Let's just be real with this. Yeah.
Look at Man United. Look at Man United in '95. Look at Man United in '95. They did the double over Blackburn, but still lost the lead by a point.
They did the double under Fergie later down the road. I think 2010, 9, whenever it was. Yeah, they did a double over them, won the league, and then they didn't do the double over them the following year and won the league anyway. Yeah, and it's like just because you beat Man City, cool. The psychological impact of going 12 straight losses, that's why we were all happy about it, right? But let's not pretend after then 8 games that's it, job done, lads. We beat Man City, we've bridged the gap, because it don't work like that. There's still another 30 games. And the first game after that, we go and drop points to a team that have been sat mid-table for 12 months.
But that's the thing. The Community Shield was a myth as well. I say it. I've said
so
it.
Lucky, honestly.
We got battered by them, and then we score a deflection in the 90th minute. 90th minute, and then we win on penalties. We break the thing. We didn't even play that well in pre-season. The last season, pre-season was
lost to Man United in pre-season, Kenny.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. We need to wake up and he needs to settle on a team and get us to get a situation where we're playing flowing football, that he's not trying to overthink him. He's not trying to have this thing in his head and say, you know what, I might need to change this. Just get a clear playing style and get some consistency in a game, and don't entertain any white noises. If Raya is your number 1, then leave him there. Do not listen to people like Gary Neville. Don't come out of any nonsense. Oh,
mate,
yeah, mate. I like to
2
rotate
weeks
my
ago, Kenny. Sorry to cut you again, mate. 2 weeks ago, when we played Man City, all of these super fan debates and everyone was doing combined 11s. They were trying to put Raya in the team.
Yeah.
Now, the following game, I'll get rid of him. Get Ramsdale back in. This is a disgrace.
And that's our fan base. That's our fan base.
We actually, game by game by game. And this is where you call stuff out. We're sat unbeaten, cool. Right? We're not top of the league. Fair enough. We're level on points, whatever. Right? But if Tottenham beat Fulham tonight, which they should do, yeah, but it's the Premier League. There's no
league. You just don't know, man. You don't know.
There's no givens in this league. And the funny thing about it is, right, is we're 8-9 games into the season now. We're unbeaten. This is where you have to, as a fan base, en masse, yeah, call out the crap to keep this club on its toes. Yeah, teams like Real Madrid, teams like Bayern Munich, yeah, PSG got battered by Newcastle. I'm not saying turn up at the training ground. The next day, their fans are outside the training ground baying for blood. I'm not saying go that level, but when Real Madrid are top of the league and they draw with Sevilla, their fans were going mad. 1-0 up and you drew to that lot. Yeah, they're going mad. And that is why they stay at the top. That is why they were an elite club. Bayern Munich sack a manager, sat 1 point off top, second in the league, or 2 points off top, second in the league. They get Tommy Tuchel in, he bottles everything and wins the league. But that was a justified decision. And why? Because they won the league. Yeah, our fan base, en masse, yeah, oh, just be happy, we're joint top. Well, didn't we learn from last season, just be happy 93% champions? Didn't we learn, just be happy, we're sat fourth with 3 to go and finished fifth? Just be happy, Eddie scored 5 goals that took us from fourth to fifth. New contract. Now en masse, they're all turning on Eddie and saying he ain't the guy. Well, hold up, mate. Hello, where have you been? We've all been saying this. Yeah, and it's almost like when it's fashionable, they all jump on board. No, do it now. Yeah, this football club has not been playing well. The team's not been playing well. Fair enough, the manager's got out of jail with some subs here and there, yeah? How about get out of jail? Well, you don't even need to be in jail. How about start the game properly? Yeah, how about have some tactics? What are you doing all week? Yeah, and he's jumping around on the touchline like this, screaming and shouting at everyone. Mate, shut up and sit down. If you're that confident in your ability and what you've taught them in training to do on that match, yeah, just sit there and shut up. And if something's going wrong, then you get up. But don't be standing there all the way. They're on edge. We are not winning the league this season. I don't care what anyone tells me, yeah? I hope I'm wrong. I want us to win the league. Yeah, but I've seen this manager, yeah, so far be here for nearly 4 calendar years. Yeah, and I said last season was an anomaly. Yes, we may finish in the top 4, cool, whatever. That ain't an interest to me. The only position that counts in that top 4 is first. Yeah, if we carry on playing like this, yeah, we'll be lucky to get top 4. Yeah, we'll be lucky to get, well, it's 5 now, so you can finish 5th and still get it. Yeah, my point is, when you're sat there unbeaten, not playing well, okay, cool. We've not played well. We're a quarter of the way through the season. This is where you now stick it on the football club, right? Because now you have to keep the level, go back, keep the level up high. Because what will happen is, if we go and lose to Sevilla, oh, it don't matter. It don't matter. We beat Sheffield United 4-0, and all of a sudden everyone's happy again. And that is why we have been sat here for 20 years as a football fan base in the doldrums. Yeah, and a football club in the doldrums says, just be happy. Just be happy, mate. Yeah, remember when Arshavin scored that goal? Arshavin! Yeah, and then Bentner puts us 3-1 up, and then Messi turns up with 4 goals. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, just be happy. What do you mean, just be happy? I want to see my team win. Yeah, I've seen my team win. I know what it feels like. I want to see more. Yeah, it's not just be happy we're joint top. Call this out for what it is. We have been shit all season. 2 good performances all season. Yeah, it's not sustainable, guys. It really ain't. Yeah, we've seen it time and time and time again over the years with Wenger, with Unai Emery, and now with this manager. You're winging it at times, and you can't keep winging it. Yeah, there has to be something changing, whether that's just taking out this player for 5 games and sitting him down. Yeah, taking out this player and sitting him down. Yeah, playing this 11 every week. Yeah, changing it up. If 1 week Tomiyasu's in the team, then Zinchenko. Next week Thomas Partey's in, then Havertz is in. Like, cool, I understand you need rotation. Yeah, but this guy is overthinking everything, man. Like, genuinely overthinking everything. And that'll be his downfall. Yeah, because now we're going into that game against Sevilla tomorrow. Yeah, new manager bounced. They got a draw against Real Madrid, who are currently sat top of La Liga. Right? I think that was their first draw of the season. And they were 1-0 down, Sevilla. We're going to that ground. It's been hammering down with rain, winds, thunderstorms, gale force winds. We all know that that didn't quite work out on Saturday in West London. How's that going to work in Sevilla's ground where it's more hostile? Yeah, and this guy's record in Europe is trash. Yeah, I'm worried about tomorrow, mate, because if we lose that, like I said, PSV should lose to Lens. We'll be 4 points off top. We're finished.
Can I just add something? You made a great comment. The PSG fans turning up at the training ground to... If our top Arsenal fans, right, the top boys, right, and the Ashburton Plastic Army really cared, then they should be outside London Colney waiting for those Arsenal players to turn up and give them absolute hell, and be saying to them, "You're shit, mate. I'm paying you $3,000 a year on a season ticket, and you're bollocks. Why aren't you turning up?" You know, that is what real fans do.
But that's negative in England, Jez.
Yeah,
it's only in England it's negative.
I days when we wanted Terry Neal out, right? We went up to Islington Town Hall. To get him out, right? That's what used to happen back in the day.
It happens in other countries, but I think the trouble is we got a phenomenon now since social media and since YouTube, where we got fans who have their avies on any of their social media handles is them and a footballer, a picture of them and a footballer. We've got fans who I call them groupies. They're groupies to the players. Let's have a photo. Give them a photo. Sign it. That's it. You never criticise that player again because he was nice to you. He let you have a photo. I said he said hello to your mates through FaceTime. You know what I mean? That's the sort of fan base we have. They talk about, I go to a barber's and I get my hair cut with Lano, so I can't criticise Lano. That sort of crap. Or I washed Ozil's car, so I can't criticise him. Or when Ozil was coming out of the ground, he was going past the Tolly and Hornsey Road. He stopped and he went like that. I can't criticise him now. It's pathetic. That's how fan base. They're more interested in getting players to follow them on Twitter, send them FaceTimes, go to the same barbers as them, or just give them a photo, and then that's it.
The only way they're interested in getting down London Colney and kicking off, Jez, is if they're getting down London Colney to get an interview. Yeah, by getting in there for 888 or Betfair or someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Or get invited by the club. That's the only way they're getting in. Yeah, not interested in that because they ain't interested in winning. They're not more interested in their socials, mate. Yeah, and that is why when people like us sit on social media, Dan Potts, Turkish, and a few others along the way, Troops, Curtis, Northside, and many others, as soon as we call stuff out for it, I'll just shut up, you're negative, we're joint top.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's because the culture in this country, or in that country, I'm in a different one now, because the culture in this country is completely different. Like I said, Real Madrid fans were going absolutely nuts at the weekend, mate, and they drew 1-1. Yeah, they shouldn't be beat. They should be battering Sevilla, the Real Madrid, and they played a full-strength team. Yeah, it wasn't like they had any players out rested. Yeah, they played a full strength. I know Modric was on the bench, I think, but he's hardly played all season anyway. And they had Ferland Mendy instead of Fran Garcia at left back. But other than that, they should be wiping the floor with that lot. Yeah, and their fans were going mad. Yeah, the media are going mad. They dropped points to Sevilla, whose manager just started. That was his first game. Yeah, but in England, oh, well, it was a hard-fought comeback, and sometimes you have to get these results to be champions. If anybody had offered us a draw at 2-0, we would have took it. What are you waffling about? Like, come on. At the end of the day, I'm not saying go and smash the stadium up or go and smash players up and all of that. I'm not saying do all of that. Yeah, but hold this club a bit more accountable. We had
Lee,
20
Lee,
at a time.
the only time these fans had a gripe was 2 years ago when we had the prospect of a European Super League. They all came out in arms, all went on the TVs, all went on the BBC.
In their interviews, yeah.
Fans who didn't go, especially at Chelsea, went outside and started having a go at Petr Cech at Chelsea. All these up. They got the most northern football pundits. I mean, Carragher and Neville, to come out with their little football. Our values have gone in football, and this is not the way it should be done. I think the clubs are out of order. Blah blah blah. I'm Gary Neville. I own a hotel in Manchester. I'm a millionaire. I'm Jamie Carragher. I had a great had a great multi-million contract at Liverpool, and I've got a nice multi-million punditry contract with Sky. But I'm one of you. I mean that's a lot.
I keep class on my £1 million contract. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know. That's only time fans, like I said, go up and arms. The reason why they got them arms because the main beneficiaries of the current status quo is Sky TV.
Sky TV,
who benefit from the, like say, have full access or virtually exclusive rights to all of the Premiership games. So it's not in their best interest to have a Super League.
And they're part of the reason why this whole Raya Ramsdale thing is an issue. Because like I said to you guys the other day, when TNT, I think it's called now, formerly BT Sport, when we play in the Europa League, Champions League, sorry, yeah, they weren't panning in, on Aaron Ramsdale when David Raya conceded 2 against Lens. But every time Raya either makes an iffy clearance, makes a great save, anything Raya does, they're straight on the Sky Sports, they're straight to Aaron Ramsdale sitting biting his nails on the touchline. Because they love the drama, right? When that whole Super League thing was kicking off, right? Sky Sports is banned in this country. I can't see it. Yeah, unless I've got a Moody box, which I ain't. I got DAZN. That's how I get my games, right? But it's not available in my country, the same as TNT. But when that happened, Sky Sports were letting me watch every single video. It was blocked in my location, but they unlocked it to the whole world. Why? Because they wanted everybody on board because it was stopping their gimmick. Because if a Super League comes along, Sky Sports ain't getting their little paycheck anymore. Yeah. And that's all it came down to. But because they know most football fans on the planet ain't the sharpest knives in the drawer, right? They know that everyone's going to, let's go. Let's all go. Come on. We ain't going to allow that around.
And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. They were conned. They were conned by Sky into doing that. And Sky...
And what Sky do as well, sorry to cut you, Kenny. I know I keep cutting you. I'm sorry, mate. Right? What Sky do as well, right, is turn the volume up of the stadium noise. Right? I was watching Aston Villa West Ham yesterday. That stadium was rocking. But all you get is, it's Arsenal fans I'm talking about here. The stadium's louder. Well, I'd expect it to be louder. You ain't been able to watch games for 2 years at a ground. Of course it's going to be louder. It's the same at every ground. Unless Sky are turning the volume up, which they can, because that Villa game, that stadium was loud coming through my TV. It was loud, right? And fair play. I think they've won about 10 straight home games.
Yeah, 10 straight home
games. He's been there a year today, by the way. Big up Unai Emery. Yeah, because it's amazing how that geezer, right? That geezer has took them from 17th to 5th, right? Just like that. Got them in Europe, by the way, right? And Ollie Watkins now looks like the striker I said he was 3 years ago. It's amazing how he can get strikers. Somebody sent me a tweet. Big up Halimi, yeah? Listen to this. This is an Arsenal fan that posted this tweet, yeah? Where is it? There we go. Guy called MZL MZL_. Still a mystery how centre forwards always cook under Emery, regardless of their talent. Meanwhile, every centre forward has struggled like hell under Arteta. And he quote tweeted, right? And he quote tweeted Squawker's tweet saying 3 players have been directly involved in 10 plus Premier League goals this season. Mohamed Salah with 11 goal GA, right? Erling Haaland with 10, Ollie Watkins with 10. Yeah, where's our striker? Where's Eddie? Eddie's in the room. 2 goals in 29 games. Where's JEZ'S? Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, what is genuinely going on here? And the thing is, people are saying, but what's he going to win? He ain't won nothing. Yeah, cool. Come back when Arteta, wins a major honour. Yeah, Come back. Fair play. I'll take the FA Cup all day long. Yeah, but most of this fan base don't class that as a major honour. I do. But I'm going to go off of the majority. You don't class the cups as a major honour. And when we lose to West Ham next week, don't worry, bigger fish to fry. And we'll go round and round and round again.
I want to win the League Cup.
Kenny, I swear down, I will take a League Cup right now and finish 10th.
How many league
we would have won something.
How many League Cups? Two.
87, 93.
George Graham.
Yep. George Graham, yeah.
And we haven't won it since.
Yeah, we lost 2 to Bertie Mee, and we lost to Arsene Wenger. We lost 3 to Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, when he absolutely threw that game. Theo Walcott scored his first goal for us, and we played the kid, and then Drogba came on and scored, didn't he?
And in Birmingham, I still don't know how what was going on with Cohesion and
another bang centre back, mate. Another bang average centre back that gets lauded up by this new generation of football fan. Yeah, he was so average, it was crap. Do you remember when we was at the game, Kenny, against Atleti in the Cup semi, Europa League semi? We absolutely battered them. Simeone got sent off. Their left back got sent off. Yeah, Oblak turned into Superman, saving everything. We should have won that game 6-0. Yeah, last couple of minutes, Koscielny kicks it off his forehead and Griezmann scores 1-0. I didn't go away from Atleti. And it was like we were 3-0 up in that game and already made the final the way we played that night. Me and Troops were sat there like, they're taking the piss. Yeah, and then Diego Costa 1-0 and Simeone goes and wins it. We should have won that year. And that man cost us, because of negligence and poor tactics. Yeah, and we have been like that non-stop, mate, for a long, long time. For the last 15, 20 years, this football club it's got such an arrogance about it as a fan base and as a club that we're bigger than we are. Yes, we are a massive football club, but in terms of winning trophies in that 20-year period, we're nowhere near a big football club. Yeah, but the arrogance still, we're the Arsenal. We can throw that cup away because we'll go and win that one. Since when have we ever been in that position?
But we've forgotten one League Cup when we gifted it to Luton Town.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, you know what? I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. We make any Dibble look world class.
Only trophy they've ever won, and we
gave it to them. We were 2-1 up with about 5 minutes to go, and we lost 3-2. And we didn't even lose it extra time. How do we manage it? How do we manage to, with about 5 minutes to go, we're 2-1 up, and then somehow, what's his name? Wilson scores the second, and then bloody Brian Steen gets his second goal in the 90th minute. How did we lose that? Nigel Winterburn missed a penalty, which was a back pass. We hit the bar a few times. Martin Hayes, remember Martin Hayes? He missed a sitter. You know what I mean? It was Alan Smith missed a sitter, and Martin Dibble was man of the match.
Brian Steen, I think I've told you this before. Brian Steen dated my auntie for a while. He was a wrong un, mate. I'm just going to say that. My auntie's gone now, bless her, like up in heaven. Yeah, but he was a wrong un, mate. Absolute wrong un. I'm not going to say on here because I'll probably get banned. Yeah, but he was a proper wanker, mate. Put it that way. But anyway, Birmingham City, Luton, like, come on. Yeah,
remember the no-show, Man City?
Yeah. It's disgusting, mate. But this is the thing, like the way our fans have dismissed these cups winds me up. Like, let's be real here, right? When that draw came out for the Champions League, we were all sitting here licking our chops going, boy, we've had a result with that because we could have ended up with this team and that team and that team. We've missed everybody. But Sevilla's an issue. We all said that. Yeah, Kenny, you were most on it, saying that's our 2 biggest and hardest games, right? But that's why I've got the ump. Yeah, because the way we're playing this season, they've now got Sergio Ramos at centre-back. Yeah, is he going to be sitting there giving any prizes out tomorrow? No, he's going to be clattering everybody. You see what he was doing with Rudiger the other day? Like, so I'm saying, like, it's crazy. Him and Rudiger were having it. Like, it was all kicking off in that game. Vinny Jr. getting racially abused again by Sevilla fans. Disgusting. Yeah, but it was all going off, right? And I just look at it and I think, like, they've got El Nesri up front, who dunked on us for Olympiacos. Do you remember that game when Aubameyang scored and straight from kickoff, David Luiz ducked out of a header and he knocked us out? Yeah, that was this manager. Yeah, this manager lost to Villarreal over 2 legs. Didn't even score a goal at home against Villarreal under Unai Emery. Yeah, then we lose to Sporting Lisbon. We've lost to PSV. We lost to Olympiacos in another qualification rounds. Yeah, this guy's record's a disgrace. Yeah, and now we've got to go to a team that have European pedigree. Fair enough, not in the Champions League. Doesn't matter. Yeah, do you think that stadium's going to be quiet tomorrow? No. Yeah, do you think they're going to be nice and polite because it's Arsenal? No. Do you think Sergio Ramos is not going to be flying into everyone tomorrow? Like, come on. Yeah, they're going to have something for us. Yeah, and I hope we beat them. But I would not be surprised one bit if we don't win that game.
Nor would I.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because it's the pressure's on. Like I said, if PSV lose to Lens and we lose to Sevilla, we're third, 2 points behind Sevilla, 4 behind Lens. Now we're struggling to get out of that group. Yeah, and if we don't get out of that group,
easier group. It's one of the
straight away if we do not get out of that group, mate.
And it's one of the easier groups, Lee. I mean, when we got that draw, I thought, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. It's not exactly the group of death, is it? But we're making it the group of death because that's how shit this manager is. Fact.
You know, it was our away form in Europe scares the life out of me. It's always scared me. It didn't really scare me in the group stages of the Europa League, but in the away legs, in the sort of knockout stages, it scared me, and it hasn't changed since we've got in the Champions League. I always thought our home form would be the thing that got us through to the group stages, but I always thought our away form was going to let us down. And you know, I never thought for one moment that we would lose to Lens. I thought we'll get a point, but Sevilla was always home and away was always the games for me because the way we play, the way we don't control possession when we should be doing with a team we have, that scares me. I'm just worried about us getting the ball. That's what I worry about, us getting the ball.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I watch a lot of La Liga. Yeah, even the teams down the bottom. I watched Almeria go 2-0 up against Girona, yeah. Right? They're currently second, Girona. Yeah, Almeria were 2-0 up against them real quick after like 10 minutes or whatever. Yeah, and then Girona just played them off the park. Yeah, ended up winning 5-2, I think it was. Yeah, just played them off the park. Yeah, but Almeria were balling. I watched Granada take Barcelona apart the other week. Yeah, and then Barca come back and got robbed at the end. Yeah, and that's the thing with these Spanish teams. And when people want to say that the best league in the world is the Premier League, no, it ain't. The best league in the world is the Spanish league.
Yeah, it is.
So most competitive in terms of anything could go wrong. Yeah, cool. And more entertaining, maybe. That's some more eyes are on it. So if a billion people are watching the Premier League and only 100,000 are watching La Liga, there's going to be more general consensus that the Premier League's better because more people are going to say it's better because there's more people watching it. But I watch it pretty much every week. Mate, these teams play teams off the park. And if you look at the records of English teams in the last 20 years, in all of these European competitions, not just finals, but the whole competitions, yeah, and the results, Spanish teams absolutely wipe the floor with English teams. Yeah, we're not talking about just the top teams. We're talking about Villarreal, Sevilla, yeah, Alaves, Bilbao. Yeah, these teams are decent teams. Valencia back in the day. Yeah, like Atleti. Yeah, then you got Barca and Madrid, of course, yeah. But these teams, Deportivo back in the day, Malaga were decent back in the day. I mean, they're finished now. I think they're in the third division now. They're third tier, and they got a Qatari owner as well. Their fans are going mad, mate. But yeah, the Spanish teams are so good at keeping ball. Yeah, and they have a plan always. And I'll tell you now, yeah, if we lose to them, questions need to seriously be asked, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously be asked because we should beat them. Yeah, we're better than them. Yeah, they've sacked their manager 7-8 games into a season after he just won them a Europa League, and we're sitting there going, "Oh, we're in phase 4." What are you talking about? That was their third manager last season. He was there 3 months, won them a Europa League. Yeah, gets sacked 7-8 games in this season. First manager that comes in after that, bang, 1-1 with Real Madrid. Yeah, and Real Madrid are better than us. So you best believe there's a plan tomorrow. Yeah, and if we ain't got one, we're finished.
Guys, it would depend on these team selections. Team selections will be key, but there's going to be a few pork chops in their fan base who think that the main issue is the goalkeeper. No, it's the midfield. It really is the midfield because he's going to. I look at the situation is that we know who we should be playing, but we're not sure he's going to play. And then what's the next kind of conundrum or next kind of talking point is what we can do with Shevchenko. Do
you know what we're doing?
We can't play Shevchenko away from home.
Number 10 Downing Street and leave him there.
Yeah, but I don't think we can play Shevchenko away from home anymore, even in the league.
I wouldn't play him at all, Kenny. Yeah, for me, listen, I don't think Tomiyasu is that great. Yeah, the one thing I will give him credit for is he is a decent defender. I wouldn't say he's great, but I'd say he's a decent defender.
But at the Emirates, you can't. At the Emirates, you're trying to win the game. You will play Shevchenko, but away from home,
Shouldn't have got rid of Kenny.
Away from home, can we trust Zinchenko away from home? I'm not sure we can.
Can't trust him. Play Kivior maybe. I don't know. Tommy for me. Like, can I just teach you how to say pork chop in Spanish?
What's that?
Chuleta.
Chuleta. All right, I'll be saying.
If you want to say you are a pork chop, tú eres una chuleta.
Tú eres una chuleta.
There you go. You are a pork chop in Spanish. So I taught you some Spanish today. Anyway, we are going to wrap this up, guys. It's been a good show, a very good show. We've let it all out. And chuleta. Chuleta is pork chop, Kenny. Make sure you remember that. Tú eres
chuleta.
Chuleta. You are a pork chop. Smash the likes up, your pork chops. And big up to everybody who's been inside, man. Make sure you're smashing the likes through the roof, people. I'm going live with Johnny Minerals in about 15 minutes on his channel. He's probably equally as upset with the result, which I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans upset because they bottled it. Yeah, and it's kind of weird that a game ends 2-2 and both fan bases are fuming, or a lot of our fan, but maybe more on their side. But yeah, it's. I
think they cheered up a bit. I think that some of them went into one of the posh hotel bars and watched the semi-final of the World Cup, England South Africa. So I think they should. But a lot of the Chelsea fans I spoke to were actually heartened by that performance. They taken a few positives, but obviously they want to beat us because they don't like the fact that we keep beating them with their ground.
Yep. It's true, man. Hey, listen, it's been a great show. Big up to everyone inside. Jez, what you got coming up, mate?
8 o'clock tonight, I'm doing a short
I'm just going to grab a beer.
Match preview for tomorrow night. I'll say it'll be short. I usually say it'll be half an hour. It usually goes to an hour. But
you've got your show here.
Sorry?
Are you on your own or you've got someone with you? You've got Yeti? Or
No. Unless you want to join me, I'm on my own.
Because I've got Northside at 7:20.
Oh, of course you have.
I've got Northside at 7:20, and then I'm gonna watch the rest of the football because if there was no football on, I'll probably be watching The Long Shadow. But for some reason, right, is that as much as I can't stand Spurs and I can't stand Spurs, I watch all their games only because I get the pleasure and excitement of them losing. That's why I watch them, to watch them lose.
I'll have it on.
I kick every ball. I kick every ball for the opposition and win them on. I even try and give the coaches tactical advice if they'll listen to me, but some of them Spurs out lost this season.
It always makes me laugh, right? Because football fans are so weird, aren't they? We're all weirdos, right? We're all screaming and shouting at a TV thinking they can hear us.
Can't.
It's different at a game, obviously, because they actually can hear you sometimes. But when we're all screaming and shouting, "Oh, ref, you're a disgrace!" like he can hear us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Weirdos. We're all tapped.
That's half the fun, man. That's half.
It is half the fun, right? Mate, my watchalongs are more interested in our games recently.
Yeah, they're lit, man. They're you and Ola.
Hey, talking of watchalongs, your player ratings. You guys were angry because 1 hour 24 minutes on player ratings. You guys weren't pleased. I was watching.
We went off on a tangent, and I was waiting. I've done too many beers, mate. That's why I went off camera. I drunk too much. Yeah, I just went off camera.
No, you started off very angry. Very angry.
We just went off on a tangent, though, didn't we, Jez? Like me, you and Matt, we were just talking about the old days, mate, when we were good.
That was a class show, man. That's one of the best.
Hey, do you know what the average watch time on that is as well? It's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Average watch time on that, is 22 minutes 2 seconds. Yeah, and it was what, an hour and something long?
24.
24, and it's 22-minute average. That's decent, very decent for an hour.
Very good.
Upload. That's very good.
Around Wednesday night.
Yes, 100% without fail.
The weekly chill down. It'd be good. Actually, it'd be interesting because
it'll be a review of Sevilla.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll listen to us. You know, listen to our concerns and anger, and they
You
might actually
around, busy?
Wednesday. Let me see. One sec, mate. I'm doing a Newcastle watch-along. They're playing Dortmund. I'm going to do the Newcastle watch-along, and I've got James Redmond in the afternoon. I think I'm out, Jez, if I'm honest, between that, but I'll double check and let you know later.
Yeah, no worries, man.
What time's that?
A little
scally, James Redmond, a little scally. How's he getting on?
Big up, Hammers. Hey, I'm being serious. Sadio Mane, he's the best player in the world, la. Sadio Mane. I'm being serious. Big up to James, man. Big up to Jay. He always cracks me up. But yeah, I'll text you in a bit, mate, and let you know. I need to just double check because if the weather's like this on Wednesday, I won't be going anywhere because it is not nice in Spain right now, and that is why I'm more worried about the game than I normally would be because this team can't turn up in the rain for some reason. But there we go. Is what it is. Like I said,
Halloween? Is it Halloween? Do they have Halloween in Spain?
Yeah. My neighbour opposite, she's got 2 kids, her and her husband, and they've already got their decorations up and everything.
I'll tell you one thing.
We see a ghost at Stamford Bridge at the weekend, though, Martin Odegaard. So I mean, Halloween must have been the other day, isn't it? 21st.
Yeah, but you know when Halloween comes about, I'll put a padlock on my wallet. I don't want little scroungers knocking me door, trick or treat. Go away,
mate. Well, the thing is, I'll be working. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy a big bucket of sweets. Yeah, with a sign in them saying "Help yourself." Yeah, and just like leave me alone. Don't ring my bell. But to be fair, last year they're really good. They're not like these scallywags back home, mate. They're pretty cool. So yeah, they're not like these scallywags back home that are just like throw an egg in your face.
we actually go in for it because we on the Halloween night we've got the grandkids. So we bought this holographic projector. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Put it out the front, and it lights the whole of the front of the house up with these skeletons and ghosts and crap. And then we used to do like carve the old pumpkins, but I fed up with that. So we got these plastic ones. We've got these plastic ones we put out, and the wife's puts a ghost hanging out of this window that goes like this. It's really cool, actually. So we only do it because all the little kiddies around, and we've got the grandkids that night, so they love it all. So yeah, it's good fun.
That's good, man. That's really good. Listen, people, it's been a great show. Smash the likes up. Big up to everybody who's been in the chat. Smash the likes. It's going to redirect us to Johnny Mineral's show. I'm live there in 11 minutes with him, and we're going to land the minerals, as he would say. No brown envelopes around here and all of that. And then I'm doing a watch along. In an hour and 10 minutes, I'll start that. Spurs versus Fulham on Lee Reacts. Make sure you check out Jez, Arsenal history and more, and Kenny Ken 1972. Links in description. We're out of here. Laters.